I got 21 days to do the court, and I'm going to court next Monday. I need a lawyer to go to court with me.
Okay, I'm not sure if we can provide you a lawyer, but why don't you tell me about your situation?
What? They told me over here, if I come here, you would have some lawyer to go to court with me. I need a lawyer, a lawyer.
You have just seen a fairly typical scenario where a client has been put on the referral roundabout. This not only wastes their time and adds to their stress, but it may jeopardise their chances of a good outcome. We hope that this program will help you to better understand the principles of good referrals so that the distressing situation that you have just witnessed can be avoided. There are many people in our community who have legal problems and have difficulty getting the right legal help. If referred appropriately, there are agencies that can assist them. The challenge in assisting clients is in making sure that you refer them to the service that best meets their needs and help them on their way. There are 8 principles of effective referral that should be practiced when you are helping clients. This video will cover them one by one. They are: value and respect the customer at all times. Make sure that you communicate effectively and appropriately. This, of course, requires you to identify the information and referral needs of the client. You must participate in and know about your agency. You must have a knowledge of the law and the legal system. You must have a knowledge of service providers. As we have said before, referrals should meet the needs of the client. And finally, the client should be prepared properly for the legal interview. If these principles are followed, your clients are less likely to find themselves on the referral roundabout and more likely to get the help they need. So let's start with identifying the information and referral needs of the client.
Hello? I need to get somebody to help me, a lawyer, to go to court.
A lawyer? Court? You need to go to your legal centre. Yes, no, I'm... Yes.
In this situation, the needs of the client were clearly not being identified, which is probably why this client may have turned up in the way she did at the start of this video. It is very important to listen carefully to what your client tells you. You will have to be able to systematically identify and analyse the needs of your client. To do this, you need to identify the legal and non-legal issues and the urgency or otherwise of each one, all the while having consideration of and being responsive to the individual communication needs of your client. Here's an example of what could have happened.
Hello, how can I help you?
I got to go to court on next Monday, and I need some help. Somebody like lawyers.
We don't have a lawyer here, but I'll do my best to help you. Do you know why you have to go to court?
Yes, I lost my job. I want my job back. It was not fair what they did to me. They said I didn't speak good enough.
Is that piece of paper to do with you going to court?
Yes.
Can I have a look at it?
Yes.
Thank you. So you are saying that it was unfair that you lost your job because they said you couldn't speak English well enough?
Yes.
Notice that the worker greets the client, establishes a rapport, and is listening carefully.
I'm going to have to ask you some questions in order to work out the best way to help you. Are you happy to answer some questions for me?
Yes, okay.
Okay. So when do you have to go to court?
Next Monday.
Have you talked to a lawyer yet?
No.
The use of good questioning techniques will help identify the client's legal and non-legal needs. This often requires clarification and checking. It will also assist in determining the urgency of some issues as well.
So why do you think you have to go to court on Monday?
My friend told me I have only 21 days to go to court.
What day of the week was it?
Monday.
If you believe that it was unfair that you lost your job, this letter says that you have 21 days from the day that you lost your job to put in an application You do not have to go to court within 21 days. Last Monday was the 5th of June, so you have until the 26th of June to put in an application.
What is application?
An application is a piece of paper where you write out your side of the story and give it to the courts to have a look at. It sounds to me like you might need to see a lawyer to get some advice about whether or not you need to fill in an application. And if they think you should, they might be able to help you fill it in. Would you like to see a lawyer?
Yes, please.
Where do you live?
Maruba.
Okay, there is a legal centre at Kingsford, close to you. They might be able to help you, but I'll have to check. Would you like me to see if I can make an appointment for you to see a lawyer there?
Yes, please.
Okay, good. If a lawyer can see you, would you like me to ask them to arrange for an interpreter to be at the appointment?
Yes, thank you.
Listening carefully and questioning appropriately will often help you to discover any communication needs.
What language do you speak?
Vietnamese. And my daughter told me that she might have to move out of her flat, and I'm very worried. And my husband is very sick, and we have got no money.
Okay, so it seems as though your family might need help with a few different issues. I will try and help you with your problem about your job first, and then we can talk about your husband and your daughter after that, okay?
Yes.
It seems as though you are fairly upset about all of this. Have you seen a counsellor?
What is a counselor?
A counsellor is somebody who you can talk to when you are upset, and maybe they can help you feel better.
It is important to use plain and simple language and not jargon to ensure that the client understands the information that you are giving them. I'm sure you can see that this person has more than one problem, some of which are not legal. This is often the case. Your job is to systematically identify and analyse the needs of your client. That way, they are more likely to get the help that they need.
Good morning, Hurstville Legal Centre. Yes. Right, so you have a tenancy problem. And where do you live? In Gosford. Gosford, I would have thought they'd have a legal centre up there. Well, it's a long way for you to travel down here to Hurstville, but I suppose I can make an appointment for you. Just hold the line for a moment.
Hello.
Hi.
I wonder if you could help me. My husband's left me and he's not paying anything at all. I just don't know where to start. Is that the kind of thing you deal with?
Let me just check for you. Excuse me, Wendy. Do we do family law matters here?
No.
All right, then, to summarise, you've lost your job, you need to see a solicitor, and I've managed to make an appointment for you for Thursday evening.
Not Thursday, Tuesday evenings for employment matters.
Thursday? Oh, Tuesday? Oh, look, I'm terribly sorry. It won't be on Thursday night. It'll have to be on a Tuesday night.
Oh, hi. I've had a letter from Centrelink, and they want $5,000 from me, and I don't have $5,000.
Oh, I don't think we do that area of law here. I'll just get the number for Centrelink for you, and they should be able to help you.
Hang on a moment. We can help you. We do social security law here.
Sorry. I'll just book you in for an appointment.
You can see that the people in those scenes are not providing good service to clients because they do not know enough about their agency. What can you do to improve your knowledge of your agency? In general, you need to take responsibility for knowing exactly what your agency does and how it does it. If you are a manager, this would include having a comprehensive, up-to-date induction policy and processes for keeping your information, staff and volunteers up to date. All volunteers and workers should find out where the information you'll need is kept. Read the manuals and keep up to date by asking your colleagues and supervisors, especially if you don't work at the agency often. It is really important to know about your own agency so that you can provide accurate and appropriate information to clients.
So I was parked at this set of lights, right, and this bloke, he just ran straight up the back of me.
Well, if he's run straight up the back of you, then it's his fault. So, you could either go to the coppers or take him to court. Go to civil claims.
Be very careful about giving friendly advice when assisting clients. Don't give any legal advice if you are not a qualified lawyer. You may not think that you are giving legal advice when you are, just like you've just seen. You can, however, give your clients legal information, such as brochures and fact sheets, as well as help a client to get legal advice from a legal service.
Hey. Hey. I got a fine today for not paying my bus ticket. Okay. I got a really good reason why. Could you help me get out of it?
Yeah, I'm not a lawyer, so I won't give you any advice about what you should or shouldn't do. What I can give you is the perfect brochure. It's all about fines.
Yeah.
If you read through this, it should tell you what you should do, and then you should probably get some legal advice.
Thank you.
Okay.
There is a huge amount of legal information available out there, both in print and on the internet. You should be aware of where you can find it.
Hi.
Hello, can I help you?
Yeah. I live up in Brisbane, but I'm just down in Sydney with work at the moment. And I spoke to my boyfriend today and he said we've been chucked out of our flat. So I don't know what to do about it. Can you help me?
The laws about tenancy are different in New South Wales from Queensland, so you'll need to talk to a lawyer who understands tenancy law as it is in Queensland. Can I help you find a service in Queensland that can help you?
Yes, please. That would be great. Thank you.
You will need to develop a basic understanding of the legal system in Australia. For example, you will need to be aware that there are federal laws that apply to everyone in Australia. For example, family law matters. There are state laws which only apply to people who live in a particular state. For example, if you live in New South Wales, laws about renting are state laws. Another basic understanding you'll need is the different areas of law, commonly referred to as criminal, civil and family. There are also different courts and tribunals, such as local court, the district court, the High Court, the Industrial Relations Commission, the Consumer Tenancy and Trader Tribunal, the Children's Court, and so on. It is also important to be aware that there may be alternative dispute resolution processes which are available to help clients to sort out their problems, for example, mediation. Another important thing you'll need to know about are limitation dates.
How can I help you today?
Well, they keep sending me these letters. I'm really confused. They're harassing me.
Oh, can I have a look at them?
Sure.
Thanks.
What do you think?
Have you done anything about this particular letter?
No.
No, okay. Because it says that if you don't reply within 28 days, and that's actually tomorrow, that they'll take you to court.
Can you do anything about that?
Yeah, it's quite urgent, but what we can do is we can find you some legal advice straight away.
That'd be great, thanks.
No problem.
You need to be aware that every legal action has a limitation date. That means that someone has a time limit in which to start a legal action. While you don't need to know all of the relevant time limits, it is important that you're aware that there may be time limits, and to tell your client about this so that they don't delay seeking help. The client needs to be given every opportunity to remedy their problem. Many people ignore legal problems for many reasons. For example, because they are scared of the legal process or because they believe they may not have done anything wrong. Having a basic understanding about legal processes and finding out where they are up to in that process can help you to make the most appropriate referral and also save your client from very detrimental consequences. So remember, don't give advice unless you are qualified to. Different laws apply depending on which state you live in. There are different areas of law, commonly referred to as civil, criminal and family law. There are a range of different courts and tribunals, plus alternative dispute resolution. Always try and find out if there is a limitation date, which means that there is a deadline for your client to take action.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
I've got a bit of a problem. I'm in a relationship at the moment. My husband's been hitting me and I really need your help.
Okay. First off, are you Aboriginal?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Unfortunately, we can't provide the type of service that you do need, but we'll need to refer you on to another organisation. Would you mind if I ring up and see what service they provide?
That'd be great, thank you.
It is important that you keep yourself up to date with the different service providers and what they can and can't do, so that you can provide appropriate referrals. In general, the things that you need to know about service providers are the services provided. For example, do they provide telephone advice? Can you drop in? Do you need an appointment? What geographical area they cover? Clarifying the contact details of the service provider, that is, the phone numbers and addresses. Any eligibility criteria? What areas of law? Do they have an Indigenous person on staff? What are their fees? Do they provide interpreter services and are they free or not? What are their opening hours? And finally, a waiting list if there is any.
Okay, thank you. Okay, found a couple of different organisations that will be able to help. The choice will be yours, and I've got a few brochures that will be here, and we can sit down together and we can go through the brochures to see which organisation will you feel more comfortable with.
Once you've found out about a service, make sure that you make a referral that is appropriate for your client. For example, if your client is Indigenous, you should offer them the option of both an Indigenous and a non-Indigenous service.
So Mrs. Nguyen, now that we've worked out what your needs are and I've contacted the legal centre on your behalf and they can help you, I should ask you, do you know how to get to the Kingsford Legal Centre? It's just down past the Kingsford Shopping Centre.
Yes, past the shopping centre.
Now let's make an appointment for you. I should let you know that they will try and help you solve your legal issues by giving you advice, but they may not be able to go to court for you. You will need to talk to them about how much help they can give you when you are there.
As you can see, it is very important not to make promises on behalf of service providers about what they can do to help clients.
Okay, I'll make the phone call to set up the appointment for you now.
But my husband...
Well, that's a different matter altogether. We'll need to talk about that a little bit more and maybe get your husband to come in and see me as well. Let's deal with the issue of your job first.
There are some simple things that you can do to help your client prepare for an interview with a lawyer. Arrange for an interpreter if necessary. Don't make unrealistic promises about what a lawyer will be able to do for your client. Give your client an idea of how long they will have with the lawyer. Encourage your client to write down what happened to them. And finally, make sure your client has all the relevant documentation.
I've written down the time and day of your appointment and the phone number and address of the Kingsford Legal Centre where you need to go. There will be a Vietnamese interpreter at the appointment to help you talk to the lawyer. There you go.
Thank you.
Now, you'll probably only get 15 to 20 minutes to talk to the lawyer, so it's really important that you are well prepared for the appointment so that they can help you as best as they can. You should take with you any paperwork that relates to your job, including letters, pay slips, contracts. Do you have any of that paperwork with you today so that I can help you sort it out?
No, at home.
Don't forget to take it with you.
Yes.
Now, have you written everything down about your job and what happened to you at work?
No.
Well, it'll be easier for the lawyer to help you if you can remember everything that happened to you at work and write it down. Do you have anybody at home that can help you write this down?
My son's wife can do that for me.
Okay, good. Once your daughter-in-law has helped you write it all down, you can bring it back to me before you go to your appointment. I can have a look at it and tell you if there's any other information you need to add. Now, do you understand everything that I've explained to you? Is there something you would like me to go over again?
No, I understand. I go home, ask my daughter to write down everything, and I come back to see you, and then go to see the lawyer.
Yes, good. Here's some information on questions you should ask your lawyer and unfair dismissal. Maybe you could get your daughter-in-law to read over the information to you and explain it to you before you go to your appointment with the lawyer.
Thank you.
Okay. Now let's talk about a counsellor for you before we talk about your husband and your daughter.
Thank you.
Well, we can see now that Mrs. Ong is not likely to end up in the way she did at the start of this video. To summarise what we've been talking about in this video, here are the basic principles that make up an effective referral. Value and respect all clients. Communicate effectively and appropriately with all clients. Identify the information and referral needs of the client. Participate in and know about your own agency. Have a knowledge of the law and the legal system. Have a knowledge of service providers. Make referrals appropriate to the needs of the customer. And finally, prepare the client properly for the legal interview. An effective referral will save everybody's time and result in a more positive outcome for your client. There are a lot of things that you need to be considered, but once you know what they are and start to practice them, they will become second nature to you. And there are a lot of resources and places where you can get help. Don't be frightened to ask someone to help you if you feel uncertain. There are people who have lots of expertise who can help you to better help your clients. And finally, 2 points. Firstly, remember, in all of your dealings with your clients, it is very important to value and respect them. Secondly, it is important to communicate effectively with them. This is a topic for another video, but essentially, effective communication is achieved when you are flexible and tailor the ways you communicate to each individual's needs. To work out what individual communication needs are, it is important to be aware of things such as cultural and lingual differences, education and literacy levels, and disabilities, to name just a few. After watching this video, hopefully you are more aware of and can better practice the principles of effective referrals, and by doing so, can better serve your clients. Good luck.
They have looked after me so good, and they have found the help I need. Thank you. Cảm ơn nhiều.